My name is Mark Nuttle, and this is what I believe. Every individual has unalienable rights granted to them by their Creator, and it is necessary to have limited government to protect those rights. As we've talked about the need for a new conversation with America about governance. This conversation should center on principles that bind us rather than policy that divides us. Principles that unite us and bind us rather than policy that divides us. Picture yourself at the Constitutional Convention and you're walking in the doors for the first time. What is the one principle that you would want to be certain was part of the Constitution? Today, the debate is all about policy without any consideration for what do we believe? What do we believe as a public, that as Americans? What do we believe that culturally we stand for, that we want to pass on to the next generation? Human dignity was what the Founding Fathers were really trying to maintain. Total dependency on the government for all of your basic needs is demeaning. How do we make everybody independent of government in the United States today? That's how you really pursue human dignity. The debate should be about priorities, not about policy. Policy should be defined to implement priorities based upon a principle. We have it just backwards now. We should be thinking about a calling greater than ourselves, a calling that results in prosperity, benefits, and peace for all of us, not just ourselves. From my office to yours, from living room to living room, let's let the conversation begin. Good afternoon. Welcome to the next season of the Nuttle Report. In the past 7 weeks, we've talked about a new conversation with America, about principles that bind us rather than policy that divides us. Now, where's all this leading, many of you ask? It's leading to what type of leadership do we want for our country? And what and how are we going to have some say in that leadership? It's called presidential politics, and they're already upon us. It begins tonight in our president's annual State of the Union speech. Now, what is he going to say? What he should say are built around 3 themes. One, that the United States of America's destiny is not to be in decline. We don't have to manage decline. We have the same opportunity today that this country had in 1787. When it was divided, there was insurrection, and there were actually Americans shooting each other. And George Washington said enough. We're going to convene a constitutional convention and write a new charter. And they did. And he sat in a chair that had a half sun that they often wondered whether it was a rising or setting sun. We have the same opportunity today for that to be a rising sun. Also, the world needs America's leadership. We are the beacon of freedom. We are the light for the world. Our system and our culture is worth defending. And we should be providing that leadership rather than withdrawing within ourselves and allowing those outside who would attack us as a culture, who we are as a people, be something that we're afraid of. We should, in fact, give the example that's necessary for the rest of the world to be free. And the third thing that the President of the United States should be addressing is that we don't need more taxation and more attacks on freedom. We need individual liberty. That is what makes America exceptional. That we as a people together taking care of each other can provide a better prosperity for ourselves and for our future generations. Now, the Nuttle Report that's out this afternoon, I go into this in a little more detail, but in this new season, let the debate begin on what we want for principles to guide policy in the 2016 presidential debate, what type of leadership we want for this country in that presidential campaign, and who we want for President of the United States, not just for ourselves, but for world leadership. I look forward to the continued discussion with you on these issues.